Good evening. It's exactly midnight in Cairo time for Panorama News on RTV International, presented to you by Manel Ibieri. First, we start with politics, where President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi on Thursday addressed the UN Food Systems Summit, which aims at setting new strategies to confront the world challenges like famine, poverty and climate change. In his speech via video conference, President el-Sisi stressed the significance of collaborating international efforts to confront food crisis and achieve food security. He said also that establishing sustainable food systems would help achieve food safety for all communities. El-Sisi stressed that the danger of famine limits the ability of countries and governments on implementing the goals of sustainable development. The president said that Egypt has accelerated with its role by taking preparatory measures for the summit on the domestic and regional levels. Internally, Egypt has launched a national dialogue in December 2020 that included all concerned governmental institutions, representatives from the private sector and civil society associations, resulting in a declaration to transfer an integral, sustainable, healthy system. The head of state stressed Egypt's keenness on continuing cooperation with Africa to achieve food safety, adding that Egypt has achieved a healthy food system, especially for the school pupils. The president said that today's summit is considered a unique chance to boost international cooperation and mobilize necessary funding to confront the challenge of food security. El-Sisi called on the international community to put an integral global food system to fulfill the aspiration of people and avert the challenge of food insecurity. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi directed on Thursday to activate the new system to operate solid waste across the nation through using the latest international scientific methods. President el-Sisi's directives came during his meeting with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, Ministers of Local Development, Environment, Housing and Urban Communities, and Cairo Governor, as well as the Presidential Advisor for Urban Planning. The President instructed to carry out comprehensive and integrated process for transporting recycling of wastes and to raise the environmental awareness of citizens in dealing with wastes and its impacts on health. President el-Sisi ordered to close all random dumps with the cooperation of specialized experts to avoid any harmful impacts during the process. The new system aims at improving the health, environment and living conditions of citizens, as well as decreasing rates of pollution at the cities and housing communities. The meeting reviewed the main aspects of the new national strategy for managing building and demolishing violations on all governments. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi honored Egyptian medal winners of the 2020 Tokyo Paralympics. The president honored the athletes who won medals at the 2020 Summer Paralympic Games held in Tokyo in August and September. The male and female athletes, along with their trainers, were honored at Al Ittihadiyya Palace. Egypt won 7 medals at the Games, mostly in powerlifting. The medals included 5 silver and 2 bronze medals. Winners of silver in powerlifting are Sharif Othman, Rihab Hami Ahmed, Muhammad Atiyah and Fatma Omar. Mohammed Zayat won Egypt's only silver medal in Taekwondo in the 2020 Games. Mohammed Subhi and Hani Abdel Hay won bronze in powerlifting. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry held a number of meetings on the sidelines of the 76th session of the UN General Assembly session in New York. Shoukry took part in Berlin meeting on Libya, during which he stressed the significance of supporting efforts to achieve its stability and unity, as well as responding to its people's aspirations for a sovereign country. Shoukry held talks with his US counterpart Blinken that centered on bilateral ties and a number of regional and international issues of mutual concern. Also, he met with Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov for talks on the strategic relations between Cairo and Moscow. In his speech at a high-level meeting in commemoration of the 20th anniversary of the adoption of the Durban Declaration, Minister Shoukry stressed the necessity of facing race discrimination, extremism and hatred. Minister of Health Hala Zayed hailed German experience in dealing with coronavirus pandemic. This came during her joint press conference with German Ambassador to Egypt, Frank Hartmann, to review the Egyptian-German cooperation in the field of producing coronavirus vaccines. The minister thanked Germany for granting Egypt 2.3 million doses of AstraZeneca vaccine. Zayed said the Egyptian-German cooperation in the health field is a model of constructive cooperation. For his part, the German ambassador hailed the friendship between the Egyptian and German people. He reiterated Germany's support for Egypt in its comprehensive plan in the health sector, in addition to efforts to produce coronavirus vaccines. Hartmann said that the world will not be able to overcome the pandemic except through a just distribution of vaccines. Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli stressed that President El-Sisi attaches a top priority to local automotive industries, referring to a presidential initiative aiming to replace old vehicles with natural gas-fueled or electric-operated ones. Madbouli noted that developing this industrial field comes within the framework of turning Egypt into a promising hub for clean vehicles exportation to Africa and the world as well. The Prime Minister made the remarks during his meeting with the senior delegation of the African League for automakers. The meeting touched on the delegation's plan for establishing an investment zone for automaking at the east of Port Said zone. Egypt's stock market indices continued its gains on Thursday, being bolstered by purchasing operations by Arab and foreign investors. The main EGX 30 index gained 0.43%, the small and medium EGX 70 index jumped 3.14%, the more expanded EGX 100 index added 2.42%. The overall transactions and dealings within the session reached £4 billion.